Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. Do you want to see how to play Rogue Angel's Legacy of Burning Suns with all its gameplay features? Then strap on, cause in this video we will gonna take a look on how to play action cards, how to perform movement, interact with objects and enemies, what are enemy standards, priorities and activation sequence, how they move, how they perform action and deal damage, and how your characters heal damage. So basically all in and outs about Rogue Angel's gameplay. Okay, let's crack on. Before we start each and every mission, we must go through the mission layout and mission brief. But I will not go through the game setup details again. If you want to know the details about that, then watch the previous video. I left link in description. However, an important thing to notice is that if it's not stated otherwise, after mission brief or mission update, enemies always will start first. However, some missions are exceptions. For example, this C3A mission is an infiltration mission, and therefore the team is disguised. For the sake of this tutorial, I chose minimal team size, which is 2 characters. In this mission we must disable console in 9 turns, and to do that we must interact with doors, we must open door, and then we must interact the console. But when we're gonna start to interact with something in this mission, and it is stated in mission layout, then enemies will start to react, and their first reaction will be chaotic attack, red. So they will gonna be moved and they will perform actions based by this card. So, and red enemies will start first. So, let's start, let's crack on. Okay, let's start with something simple. What our characters can do in their turns. They can perform any of 3 possible actions once, and then any of those actions again for a second time. And you can do that in any sequence and order as you wish. First thing what they can do, they can play action cards. Okay, 1 action card or 2 action cards or none. You can skip your turn if you wish as well. Next thing what the character can do is concentration. During concentration you gain 2 focus points. And third thing what your character can do is rest. Okay, let's take a look how all that works. As the characters have a first move in this mission, then I chose to go with this character first. Okay, and I'm choosing to play this action card, which is movement card. It is tactical positioning, which gives ability to move 3 squares, and if you end your action within no enemies within 3 squares from you, then you gain 1 focus and 1 shield, which is not essential for now because all characters start with a full shield and full focus. Okay, but anyway, I'm playing this card because I must get this character or any of them close enough to the doors and to start to interact with these doors, to open those, and then get close to console, to interact with console and disable it. So I'm choosing to play this card, and this card states that I can roll 1 dice. So let's roll dice. Okay, and it's rolled either +1 or shield. I have full shield. I don't need to use this shield option here on the dice, but I will add this one +1 to 3. So I can move 1, 2, 3 +1, 4. But it is a little bit too short for me. And I can use focus, 1 focus point to reroll the dice. Let's do that. Okay, shield. It's not enough as well. Okay, let's use another focus point and hope for better result. Again, +1. Okay, I decide not to try roll dice anymore, but use that 1 point, adding to the 3 and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I moved my character, and then I decide to play another card, which is basic movement, which gives you ability to move your character one square. Okay, let's put it here, and this card allows you to roll one dice. Okay, let's roll dice. Again, +1. That means I can move my character 1, 2 squares any direction from the current position. 1, 2. Okay, that's much better. And this is it. I made my 2 moves per turn. Okay, now I'm flipping activation token and performing free rest, during which one all cards which are in your cooldown track will gonna move to the left. Okay guys, now let's do some fun. What about some explosion in this game? This mission brief states that fuel barrels has 1 health and can be attacked by players. When exploding, it deals 4 damage to all objects within 2 squares. Explosion only limited by walls. So basically everyone who stands next to the barrel or 2 squares away from the barrel will get how much damage? Let's take a look. 4 damage. That's great. So let's use another character. Okay guys, but we have a problem here. Take a look at this character. We have 2 fuel barrels, one here and another one here. Okay, I put it a little bit aside for now. This character has line of sight going this way, and basically he can see, or it's a cyborg, can see only this barrel. It cannot see this one because line of sight is blocked by the wall. This wall doesn't allow to see that barrel because it blocks its line of sight. You have valid line of sight only in this case if you can connect dots between the squares. In this case, you can connect them, okay. But in this case, line of sight is blocked by the wall. So what I must do with this character is to perform some kind of movement. Let's perform basic movement. Let's play this card. Let's roll 1 dice, which gives another additional movement here. So basically I can move 1 or 1, 2, 3, whichever direction and way I want. In this case, I'm choosing to move 1, 2, 3 because I have this wonderful weapon, which is K90cc gun, which gives me ability to deal 1 damage to the enemy within 7 squares away. So that's great. It's long range gun. And I can roll 2 dice. I must place this card in a cooldown track number 3, take 2 dice and roll them. So in this case I'm choosing to use only this movement, and I can use it either before or after dealing damage. So I choose to use it a little bit later. So let's deal with the barrel and let's make explosion, dealing 1 damage to the barrel, which is in 1, 2, 3, 4 square distance away from me. And when it will gonna explode, it will deal 4 damage to everyone who stands here in these fields, 2 fields away from this barrel. Let's do that. That's fun. Don't you agree? So I shoot into this barrel and it explodes. Bam! And take a look at this enemy. It stands 1, 2 squares away from that barrel and it takes 4 damage. But this enemy has 2 shields. So basically 2 damage points from the explosion 2 damage points are mitigated by this shield, but 2 going through. And as this enemy has only 2 health points, this enemy is killed by explosion. So let's put them aside. Okay, and this is it for this character. I must turn activation token and perform free rest. Okay, next comes enemy turn. And in this case, as we already broke our disguise, we interacted with object, we exploded the barrel, and we dealt damage and even destroyed one enemy. Enemies will start to react based on this chaotic attack red enemy behavior card. Normally, this enemy would behave based on this second lowest initiative sequence because it has number 2 base. But as it is only one, the single red enemy which is left on the game board, on a field, on this map, then it will perform actions which are dictated by first lowest initiative sequence, because it's only enemy and obviously it has lowest initiative. So first of all, we must read what this enemy behavior card states at the top. And it tells if the activated enemy is damaged, then we must use this third sequence instead. But this enemy in this case is on full health, so we must perform this fast action sequence. And we must move this enemy to the last activated player. And here comes the thing. Enemies will always perform their actions based on enemy standards, priorities, and activation sequence, obviously. And enemies always will seek the fastest and shortest route to the square from where they got either range to the character or line of sight to the character, which they must attack or move to. In this case, this enemy must move to the last activated player, which is this cyborg. And obviously we have two different ways how to approach this character. We can go either that way or we can go around. Obviously, a way around is much longer. It's much longer distance to cover to get to the cyborg, to get line of sight to this player and range as well. That's why this enemy will gonna perform one move forward in straight line and will use another movement in diagonal line. Diagonal movements are considered longer than straight movements. However, in this case we must remember that this enemy must move in this way that it can either get line of sight or range to that player which is last activated player. So, okay, and in this case, only way how to do that is to move enemy 1, 2, this way. And then next step in this sequence is attack to the nearest player. Nearest player is either this one or this one. And the tiebreaker here will be last activated player. Okay, let's perform that. Let's do damage to cyborg. And this enemy can deal 3 damage. Okay, that means our cyborg will lose 3 shields. 1, 2, 3. Okay, enemy turn is done. Now it's player turn. Okay, next interesting thing what I would like to show you is how to interact with objects. We have a door, we have a character, and we must interact with the door using skill. We can interact with any object using basic skill, but it requires direct contact with that object. However, this character has this wonderful infiltration unit card, which gives ability to interact with 2 objects for 2 within range of 2. Okay, let's play this wonderful card. This card allows me to roll 1 die. Wrong die. It rolls me 2 movements. And to be honest, I would like to reroll it because I would like to interact with the object more than 2 times. Now it's rolled +1 all movement. So I choose +1. That gives me 3 interactions. All interactions are done using this interaction bag. We have different color tokens here. We have purple tokens, we have yellow tokens, red tokens, and white tokens, which are considered as joker. It can replace any color. So, and idea is very simple. To successfully interact with object and open it, in this case, let's say open door or disable console in next steps, you must you must collect 3 same color tokens to successfully interact with an object. Okay? In this case, I'm showing you 3 purple tokens. All fun comes from the fact that you must draw those tokens without looking at them. You must draw them from the bag. Okay. I have 3 attempts. Okay, I'm drawing 1 token, which is purple. Okay, I'm drawing the next one, which is purple as well. I'm drawing the third one, which is purple. In this case, okay, I was lucky and I was able to interact with the doll. Okay, that's good. But if I would draw, let's say, white one. If I would draw white one, I would be lucky as well because white one can replace any color. In this case, it can replace purple. Again, if I would draw red one, great, I picked red one. If I would draw red one, I would have a choice either to leave red one and put those 2 in an interaction bag, which would be a silly choice because obviously if I would choose to put back the red one, I would have better chance to draw purple one in a next move and total in 3 purple tokens next to the door to open it. Okay, I think it's quite clear and it's actually very interesting thing in a game. And after you successfully, where is that purple token? Here. When you successfully interacted with object, you must take that object away from the map, but you must leave these tokens. Okay, as I used quite a lot of concentration points on this character, let's do concentration as a next move. Concentration gives you ability to add 2 focus points. 1, 2. Okay, and flip activation token on a character and perform free rest. Okay, if in the next turn I would like to move this cyborg into this room and probably close enough to start to interact with the console, then I cannot go this way. I cannot go through those characters, through this character and this enemy. I must go either around this way or move around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Okay, so I pick this card, which is movement, and take a look at cooldown track. I already have a card in a second cooldown track slot, so that means I cannot place this movement card on the top of this already existing card here. I have 2 options. Either place this card 1 slot to the right, or I must perform free rest and then place this movement card here in the right place. Let's pick the first option. Let's play this card in a cooldown slot number 3. And I can roll 1 die, which gives me 1 additional move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And this card states that I can gain 1 focus, and if you do not use all your available moves, gain 2 focus instead. So I have a full focus on this character. As a next action, I would like to play another action card, which allows me to interact with an object for 3 within range of 4. And again, on cooldown track, normally this card must be placed in a cooldown track slot number 3, which is occupied by a previously played card. And the only option is to put that card in any of the 3 slots to the right. In this case, in slot number 4. And I can roll 1 dice. In this case, more beneficial is to use +1 option rather than move, because this character already stands 1, 2, 3 squares away from console, and it can interact with the console within range of 4. So this console is already in line of sight and already in range. If I use this +1 adding to 3 in a brackets, that means I can interact with that console for 4 times, which gives me much more higher probability to interact successfully. So let's do again interaction. So let's take a bag, drawing token, red one this time. Okay, next one. Yellow. Okay. Yellow. And fourth one. Give me a yellow one. Give me a yellow one. Red one. So yeah. Now we have dilemma either to leave yellow or red tokens. Let's leave yellow. And those which are not used for interaction must go back inside the bag. And last important thing about interaction is that if during the interaction you draw 2 white tokens, then your interaction is invalid and you must start all over again. All those tokens will go back into the bag and you must start all interaction from beginning. Okay, let's carry on. As the characters done their turn, now is the enemy turn. Previously first started red, so that means that this time we must flip the enemy behavior card to the yellow one and perform all actions what are stated here based on the game rules. Okay, in this case, first lowest initiative belongs to this enemy with base number yellow 1. So this enemy must move to the nearest player, and nearest player will be this cyborg, because those enemies obviously they can go through doors. It's their base. It's their base. They know codes. They can open those doors. Obviously, they will go from this side. They will not go around. Okay, and that enemy can move 3 squares. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's inside in this room. And it deals damage to all players. But in this case, this enemy, I think it doesn't have line of sight. Line of sight. Nope. Line of sight is blocked with this corner, with this wall. So it cannot see the cyborg, and therefore it cannot deal any damage. And by the way, the range is 4 for this enemy to deal any damage. And cyborg is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares away. Next is this enemy which will move to the most distant player. Most distant player is this one, and it will gonna move using shortest way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because it has range 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 fields if I go this way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. If I go this way, because it has range 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 6 is less than 7. That means this enemy will go through this door. Will move 1, because it cannot go straight away here, because this field is already, this square is occupied. 1, 2, 3. And now it launches a grenade at the nearest player. Nearest player in this case is a cyborg. At the nearest player within 3 to 5 range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh! It launches grenade to this player and deals 1 unblockable damage to the player and all characters within 1 square range of that player. In this case we are lucky because this character stands 1, 2 squares away from the cyborg and not affected by this attack. So, but anyway, let's launch grenade. Grenade is launched and I cannot block that damage. Cyborg cannot block the damage even if it has 1 shield now, and this character has 1 permanent shield, by the way. But it doesn't matter because enemy behavior card states that it is unblockable damage, and we must draw damage card. We're drawing damage card, and it states place this card on cooldown track number 3. Okay, as this field on the cooldown track is already occupied by action card, we must take that action card and put it back in our hand. Okay, we must remove that card. Let's imagine a situation if there would be damage card instead of action card. In this case, I would play this damage card over here in cooldown track number 4 because I cannot place it over the existing damage card which sits in a cooldown track. By rules, I must put it in next available spot on cooldown track, next to this card to the right. And in this case, this character would become unconscious. In a game, character becomes unconscious when you place damage card in a cooldown track number 4. Either it's because you collected 4 damage cards, or either in a situation, for example, is in this imaginable situation when in cooldown track already 1 damage card in number 3 and you must play another damage card which is cooldown cost 3. In this case it must go in cooldown track number 4 and that's it. Your character is unconscious. But for now let's pay attention to the damage card. Okay, this damage card will go in a cooldown track with number 3. Okay, and nothing else should be done when it's drawn. However, ongoing effect of this card is that all non-basic actions for this character will have -1 dice roll with minimum 0. Okay, and when this card will be discarded, then you will gonna move 1 damage card, 1 cooldown track value to the right. If you will have any other damage cards in track, you will gonna move that card 1 field to the right. Okay, and here comes another interesting and beautiful thing about this game. You can adjust the difficulty of this game by either choosing to play easy mode and perform only these first damage card actions, what are stated here, when this card is drawn, going hard mode and performing ongoing effect. Or you can choose to play insane mode and perform actions when they are discarded. Okay, and I recommend you to play insane mode because it will give you a much more fun in this game. Insane mode will give you a full flavor of the game. Okay, for the sake of this tutorial, let's imagine that this character is unconscious. In the game-by-game rules, that character still occupies the same square. It cannot be moved, and enemies do not react to that character, but you cannot move through this character. If it blocks some places where is only one square where you can move, for example, in this case, if that character would be unconscious here, no one could move through this corridor. Okay? Okay, let's imagine it's unconscious. What we can do? We can move this character one square, playing this movement card and rolling the dice. Okay? 1 + 2 movement. Okay, it moves. And then we can perform this basic interaction using this basic interaction card, this ability, which gives the character ability either to deal 1 damage to adjacent enemy or interact with an object for 1, with adjacent object for 1, or heal an adjacent unconscious character for 1 damage card. And the character becomes conscious again when at least 1 damage card is removed from cooldown track. So let's do that. Let's move the character 1 using 1 movement point. Okay. And then let's play this another card. I'll put those cards over here for sake of visualization. Yeah, let's place it over here. And I must roll dice. It's rolled shield. Okay, it's good. I can increase my shield for 1 using that. And then I will choose to heal an adjacent unconscious character for 1. Okay, and now we can choose which damage card we will gonna take off the character. The 4th one. Okay, and that's it. And this character becomes conscious. At this point, you should be fully equipped with information to get this game on your table and play it with ease, enjoying countless hours of fun. If you found this video useful, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I wish you great success and fun playing games, good health, peace, and stay tuned for the next episode.